Hello and welcome back, and today we are taking out the Varroa strips that I put in probably 8 to 9 weeks ago now on the Apivar strips. It does say you can leave them up to 10 weeks if there's still brood in the hives, and you know there has been, so I've just left them in, and I've got a bit of a busy week, well, a busy couple of weeks doing some hedge cutting, so kind of now's kind of the perfect time, and it's still warm, so I can go into some of the hives that I need to check. There is one hive here over at a Barfoot site, which is the second hive closest to us, because I've got down that there was no sighted queen in there. So you know, it's probably been maybe 6 or 7 weeks since I last opened them up. So, and if there was no sight of the queen, and to be fair, it's quite active, so I'm kind of hoping there might be a queen in there. Everything else is all fine. I'm just going to have to heft them, make sure they're okay. A couple of the hives over at Berries on Tap were a little bit light, so I'm going to have to make up some feed for them. I'm hoping, it looks like there's a flow on. The ivy is in flower for us at the moment, and there's a lot of activity. So hopefully my schmock will be okay. Anyway, let's go and, well, get these Apivar strips out. See, as I say, it's really important to get them out. Oh yeah, there's definitely a flow on. Don't know if you can quite hear it, but there's that unmistakable buzz, or buzzing sound. And I tell you what, going back to the spring, looking at all the hedgerows now, like the blackthorn and the hawthorns, they are producing a lot of berries. I mean, look at this one over here. Now, you know the old saying, if there's a lot of berries on the hedgerows, it means we're going to be in for a harsh winter. But then you look at the blackberries, which are here, and here, you can see this side hasn't been pollinated at all. And it's been also quite fascinating, because as I've been hedge cutting, now we've had some rain and it's still quite warm, there's like another flush of blackberries flowering. And it's not only blackberries, I've also seen either blackthorn or hawthorn flowering as well. Obviously nothing's going to come of it, but it's just such a bizarre year. Like, you know, I'm paying close attention to the hedgerows because I'm hedge cutting, and it's just weird seeing some flowers you know, at the end of September. So it is actually, what is the date today? It is the 28th of September, so we've got a couple more days until we are in October. Now, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but look how yellow some of this wax is. This is remarkable. Now, last I checked, the brood area was literally just around here, and everything here was all stores, and this is a very heavy colony. But you can kind of see it's starting to shrink down now, which is what we want. We don't want them to be too big going into winter, because the bigger they are, the more resources they use up. And there we go. Look at the colour of that. Look how yellow that is. So literally, I don't need to check these guys. I know there's a good queen in here. I tell you, you can feel the warmth coming off them as well. And that is all I'm doing, so I'll pop the crown ball back on. I hope you can see how yellow that wax is. That's incredible. And then we're done. And that's essentially what I'm doing, apart from this one where I've got to go into a... Anyway, let's crack this one open and actually go through it. And then I've got some really, really exciting news that I can sort of say what's going on. But it's going to be something big, and it's going to be like a series, and you probably won't see it until the following year. As in like 2027, probably, because it's going to be like a year's project. And I'm going to document it from start all the way to finish. It's not necessarily all about beekeeping, but there is going to be some elements in there. But it is a really, really big and bold step for us, and it's going to take up a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of capital, but I'm hoping it's going to work well. Anyway, let's open up this hive anyway. Now they are very active. What's the weight? Heavy, very heavy. Not as heavy as this one, but they are very heavy. Oh, we did feed them as well. Have they taken down all the feed? Yes, they have. You might be able to see we've got some wood wool in here because, well, I was watching one of Griff's videos and they were saying that it's better to put wood wool in there and just get rid of that cup so there's no mould at the bottom, because the bees can take everything up, and that is very much the case. Absolutely no mould, everything's been taken up. There are only a few dead bees at the bottom, but other than that, I'd say that worked a treat. I haven't been able to see a working queen, or a laying queen I should say, and I think they were relatively small. Now they still are quite small, but they look a little bit bigger. So they're over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see I only put one strip in here, mainly because, well, there's no point putting anything more down when they're only covering a couple of frames. So they've got stores on the second to last frame. So the stores on here. There's definitely stores coming in here. I'm just really hoping to see some capped brood. That's all. I don't need to see, I'm not looking for the queen, I just want to look for some capped brood. Oh yeah. There's the brood. That is fantastic. Because we put a queen in here, the bees then rejected her, and then I put in a frame of eggs. This is like right at the last end of the season. Yes. It's a little bit more capped brood here. I'm hoping though they're not going to be too small where they're not going to survive the winter, but these guys are on a solid floor as well. To be honest, we got both open mesh floors and solid floors. I personally have not seen any difference. And we also, a couple of people have asked if we insulate our hives, and to be honest, we don't. It doesn't get, I think I've covered it before, but it doesn't really get cold enough down here to worry about insulating them. And the bees cope with the cold very, very well. It's just when it's wet, that's the issue. So all we make sure is that all our hives are watertight, so the lids are nice and tight. Yeah, there's more brood. With some, oh yeah, we got brood in all stages here. So we got some uncapped brood, along with some capped brood as well. I am happy with that. Very happy. Just wanted to show you this nuke. Look how strong that is. Look how calm they are as well. Next year we're really going to try and get into some good breeding programs, like for our own. So we're going to really try and rear our own queens. Like, we did spend a lot on queens this year, but I'm hoping it is going to be money well spent, because we've got some good genetics come through now. So I think the next round will be an F2, I think, and rather than an F1. But so long as they work well for us, no, we're not planning on selling the queens commercially. We're just wanting to rear our own, dabble with it, and if it's something that works well, then we might even go forth and get a proper breeder queen. But at the moment, I'm just happy to kind of let them crack on and improve the genetics that we've got here already. Tell you what, one of our other nukes as well, more angry, but look at the size of that. Looks like we've had a bit of a wax moth issue there as well, look. Look at that though, it's actually gone through the poly. But just look at the size of that. Now I didn't really do a video on this year, just because it was just go, 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 go. But these ones were split right at the start of the year, and we did a really aggressive split as well, right down to one frame of bees. And that's the result at the end of the year. Obviously we haven't split it again since, but we also haven't had to really check them, we just left them to it. And that's the result. So I think maybe we'll be doing more of that next year. So like say next year, either I can put another brood box on top of that, let them grow, then split them right down to again one frame and make either 2 or 1 full colony of bees. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. I wonder if that one's going to be the same. Now these guys aren't as strong, but you can see they have fully bounced back. And that is still a very good, strong colony of bees. I'm actually really surprised that worked. But we only did it on these 2 here. Well, we did it on there were 4 here, but 2 of which did die. So you could almost say it is a 50% hit rate. But from those 2, I don't know. Maybe we'll need to do a bit more and see if it does work. But that is impressive. Right, let's get that out, and then that'll be us finished here. I'll get back in the truck and then I'll probably tell you what we're doing. And like I was saying, we have got something really, really exciting happening next year, and I'm going to try and document and film as much as I possibly can, because it's going to be, well, it's going to be a massive achievement on our part, and it's something totally different to what the farm, you know, we're taking the farm in a completely different direction now, but an opportunity has arisen, one of the 2, and the time is just kind of right. And the idea will be that, you know, we start spring 2026 when the ground is dry enough. There's a lot of preparations to put in place, there's a lot of people we need to speak to, and hopefully there's a lot of interesting people that we can kind of film as well, and kind of promote more local businesses, because it's going to be a massive team effort from everybody, to be honest. And we've already kind of started doing it, to be honest, in 2020, yeah, in 2025, you know, like now we've already bought a couple of things in line for it, so hopefully I'll go and pick some of them up fairly soonish. So that'll kind of be the first installment. And like I said, you know, we'll try and air it for 2027 in the winter. I'm really looking forward to it. Put it this way, there's nothing like it certainly not in our area. But I really hope it's something that you guys will be able to come to us and kind of see. You know, I want it to be an experience, but it is a totally different avenue on where we're taking the farm. And I'm hoping it's going to pay off, because it's going to be, yeah, we're going to have to invest a lot of time and money into it to make it functional. I really hope it's going to work. I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited to start it, to be honest. And I think Dad's really keen to get on it as well. And yeah, it'll be good. It will be good. I can promise you that. And with it coming out in that winter, I can spend a lot of time making sure that the videoing, or the quality of the videos are good, the editing sharp, and of course it's raining. This was not forecast. Oh, we are on our last site now. Look at Glenn. Can you see her? She's sat by the house. It must be the only sheep in the world not to like the rain. As in, it will not get wet. It's like a cat. It just will not get wet, which is quite funny. There's a couple of hives here that I do need to check. I think it's the Payne's polynukes at the back, just over there, and then There was one that was potentially a drone layer, but they still had worker brood in there, but there was a lot of drone brood in there. So we are going to find everything out. But I'll tell you what, these guys are busy. Very busy. Just look how big some of these colonies are still. That is ginormous. So big, they're actually clustering up on the roof as well. Bad news for the end one. No sign of a laying queen. The second one has got a laying queen. Now then, this one is the one that is possibly got a drone layer. They're a lot quieter. And a lot smaller. You see they're literally only covering, and they are quite spicy. Maybe a little bit too spicy for my liking, which could indicate may not have a queen. Now looking at this, it looks like there's a fair few drones compared to worker brood. Don't know about you, but drone, 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 worker, drone, worker. You can probably see them all around me, and I think it is very telling why they're so agitated. I can't see the queen in here. I think the bees have probably gotten rid of her. There's a couple of supersedure cells that have clearly failed, and there's just an awful lot of drones, and the workers that are left are very, very angry. There's not a lot of stores in there either. So yeah, I think we've got an unsuccessful colony here that will not go through the winter. No point merging them because they're just essentially drones, so I think I'm just going to shake these bees out, to be honest. Now, I've just opened up another nuke, and there's not a lot of activity to it. I wouldn't say they're bursting at the seams. And the battery died. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I should be able to put our poly nuke over there that doesn't have a queen into here. Because thankfully I do have a spare brood box for it. And it's not windy, so it makes putting in the newspaper so easy. Now these guys are a little bit light as well, but once they merge, they should then be able to share resources from them. Should be good, so I'll go get them now. But yeah, as I said, I did find brood in all stages in this hive at the bottom. These guys have got no queen, no eggs, no nothing. Apart from some pollen and nectar. Well, I should say honey. It's starting to cap over now. But the ivy is very much in flower at the moment. I don't know if it's the same for all of you. Obviously, as we're down on the south coast, we do tend to get an earlier flourish. But it also means that we're going to have a longer winter with nothing, which is the real worry. There we go, more or less empty. Pop that down. Where to put the lid? Oh, you're on the lid. We put this on. Ooh. Pop that on. And pop our, no, that's the wrong one. Pop our safety brick over it. And there we go. There we go. We have taken all of our varroa strips out. We have opened all the hives up, gone round, checked them all. Just to, oh, I still need to shake those bees out actually. I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, all of our out apiaries, all okay. Some need more feed than others. Down this way we've lost 2, well, we haven't lost 2, we've lost 1, and then I've double brooded 1 as well. So, well, I've merged, I should say. And yeah, so kind of final numbers, I think we're down to 38 colonies going into the winter, which we wanted 40, 38 is more or less there. Next year we were kind of planning on doubling up again, but it costs so much. So we're kind of thinking maybe another 20, which will lead us up to 60. But I'll probably do a separate video on what we're going to be doing next year, as well as what we're going to be doing in 2027 as well. But yeah, that kind of seems to be it. But yeah, so we're now going to go into our 4th beekeeping season. Can I still call myself a beginner? Maybe not. But no, we're still learning, still loving it. And I mean, look at the I think these are sloes. Look at the size of these. And the good thing is as well, all of that is going to be, look at this. So all of this would have been pollinated by our bees and is now food for the birds, which you might be able to hear, for the winter. So it's just got a really nice circle of life. And like with our chili honey as well, chili's now ripening off, fully 100% traceable products. You know, you can do it. It takes work, and yes, it's going to cost money, but you can do it, and I think it's worth it. I know it's hard times, but I think it is really, really worth it. Yeah, that's probably the last beekeeping video that we're going to be doing this year. Obviously, there'll be the winter maintenance stuff. I think, yeah, everybody, if you do keep bees, job well done. You've done well. Going through into the new beekeeping season, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Everybody deserves a good old rest, and we'll go again in 6 months' time. Literally half a year. That is crazy. What a season. But that is the end of today's video. That is the end of beekeeping 2025, really. If you followed us from the start of the year and you're still here, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support. And yeah, I hope you all had a really successful year, just like we did. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but it is over. We can put our veils up. This needs a good wash. This is filthy. And yeah, my other beekeeping suit needs a good wash as well. And yeah, just kind of on to, I'm hoping to do some Christmas fairs this year as well. Actually, I've got some changes in the extraction room as well, which I probably will do a video on that as well, to be fair, because that's quite interesting. But yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on because I'm very hungry and it is lunchtime. So thank you very much for watching. We shall see you hopefully very, very soon. And yeah, we'll just try and keep you all updated with what we're doing. But exciting times ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.